factor. They constantly surprise us, both in amazing ways and not so much. We're Ben and Sia, and welcome to the Gnaw on This Business Bites podcast. This show is all about real-life things we all deal with every day, how they relate to business, and how to make some sense out of our daily chaos. Welcome to the show. And welcome back to another episode of Gnaw on This Business Bites. I'm Ben and this is Sia, and it's time for a Vanity Metrics update. Now, I have been hearing nothing but whining and complaining about LinkedIn lately. Oh, my numbers are down. I used to get thousands and thousands of views on this. I'm now only getting hundreds. My number of people in my that follow me is down. Okay, guys. Guess what? Breathe. Everybody breathe. Breathe again. LinkedIn has changed the algorithm again. This is not the first time. This is not the last time. It will happen again. We will figure it out and we will move forward. The best thing that they did, and I will tell you this, is they're getting rid of the junk accounts, the bot accounts. The accounts that are sitting there just clogging up people's systems and sit there and say, okay, maybe you're down 500 people. Maybe you're down 1,000 people within your followers. But guess what? Those people were mostly bots. Those people were not people that were reaching into their pocket, calling you up and spending money with you. So it doesn't really matter if they're on your system or not. The people that you want are the people that not only have the ability to buy, they have the opportunity to buy, and they have the money to buy. Those are the people we really care about. Other than that, it's conversations. And conversations are good because you never know when a conversation is going to turn into a client, but it's got to be somebody with opportunity. So we need to sit there and breathe again, and realize vanity metrics are nothing more than vanity metrics. And we need to sit there and look at what are the conversations? What's the engagement like? What's happening in the comments? Sia, I see you breathing. Let's gnaw on this.
Well, that and I agree. We're dead. That was it. I think that's a take. Legit, dudes. Oh my gosh. Okay, so as us as producers, right? As we create for our clients, can I just tell you how many conversations I've had from a personal brand perspective and a business brand perspective of, well, but the numbers and marketing and numbers and KPIs and no, blah, 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 market reach and all that funnel. Okay, hold, please. First off, let's all remind ourselves, for those that market on LinkedIn, which is us, you and I, we're focusing our show here on LinkedIn, right? It may be on YouTube, but we're really here on LinkedIn. We are on someone's platform. This is a private company. They make their decisions and they're going to do what they want to do. And we decided to play their game. And in this context, they decided to play the game and switch up the rules. It's kind of like I'm kind of watching Alice in Borderland. They kind of change up the rules and if you haven't watched it, highly recommend. It's fun. Anyway, not as good as Squid Game, but anyway. All right. So we agree we're going to play the LinkedIn game because this is what we want to do. We want to be, quote, influential in our spaces and industries with our target audience and prospect clients, right? And existing clients.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, so I think there are two ways to go about LinkedIn. I'll say two to be nice. Black and white, simpler. Okay, I'll say three to be, put a gray in there. There are the ones that I affectionately call influencer social media chasers. There's nothing wrong with that because they're building their profile based on the algorithms that have been proven successful in social media and other platforms. So they are going for I want to be 100,000, 500,000, 1 million, 2 million followers.
5 million, 10 million, whatever. Yeah.
And they may or may not in their content have anything to do with what they actually do for a living, or they're trying to get sponsorship money dollars that way. And there's nothing wrong with that. Is just that it's a chosen path of how they want to create influence and gain monetary value for themselves. That's vastly different than a small business owner who is trying to build brand credibility, engagement, community, and trust, right? So that is two different things. Certainly, getting a number of followers is huge. Yes, it helps. But as Guy Raz has said, and I've said it a billion times, we were at a podcast movement a few years ago. He said, I would rather be talking to a room of 1,000 people right here in this room who I know about podcasting, understand them, what we're going after, understand the messaging, understand the purpose, that will do whatever he suggests to do and whatever call to action, versus a million Twitter followers who don't do jack SHIT for no one but themselves, right? But they're just following because Guy Raz is popular, right? And for those that don't know who Guy Raz is, we need to talk.
But well, you know what? We'll have to put that in the notes somewhere.
Right. Well, I think I already have mentioned many times in a few broadcasts, but that's what I'm trying to go after. Is like, there's those different types of users, and then there's something in between, the grays, right? Where they're like, hey, I've got quite a bit of solid, good following. It wouldn't hurt to have a little bit more following because now you get more broader eyeballs, maybe international eyeballs to do your business. And there's still an exchange of ideas, concept, personality, but value is the ultimate, goal. It's not that what I don't want to call it clout chasing, but that influential, it's totally different mechanisms. So the ones that were screaming bloody murder of like, I sense it was more of this influencer group than the ones that are actually,
it's affecting their paychecks. It's affecting their paychecks. Let's be blunt about it. That their paychecks are being reduced substantially or whatever because they are being paid on based upon the number of followers that they have, well, and the amount of reach that they have.
Yeah,
that's the game that they're playing. And as you said, there's nothing wrong with that. However, it's a completely different game than the majority of people on LinkedIn who are playing, that are business owners that are looking for those 2, 3, 4, 500 people that actually have opportunity, need, and ability to buy.
Yeah. And let's go with enterprise corporations as well as business, like enterprise space as well. And for those that are employees of, you're still in the corporate space, personal branding is extraordinarily critical, especially now in the social media age. I mean, gosh, when I was still working at my previous, company, there was a very shaky ground of like, oh, should you have your own social media presence? Remember, you're subject to the same, business conduct because you're an employee as a representative of the blah, 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 blah. Now they're just kind of like, oh man, it's free advertising for us. Yeah, go for it to say that you're with us. And it's a very different world that we live in now versus like 5 years ago. And that's the whole thing though, is it's okay if you want to be a corporate person and want to have that level of clout. It's okay if you're a Fortune 100 and want to, have that kind of clout. The perfect example is, I would say, like, I'm going to go with, I think they said Google is a number one most followed on LinkedIn.
Okay, sure.
Bill Gates. Bill Gates is, I think, still one of the most followed people on LinkedIn. Okay. Yeah. Bill Gates, obviously, Microsoft, right? And he does a lot of philanthropic stuff. I could see why people follow him. There's value. But you know what? I assure you, he got hit with a drop as well, because sometimes you can't control the followers of people who follow you.
Guaranteed.
Now, it's who you follow. And if it drops, then that tells me you might have been using some bot action. But Bill Gates has some value in exchange. So I think that's a great, goal, if you will, to be like, hey, I want to provide the same level of value that Bill Gates has provided, that such that his brand now speaks for itself.
But what I do, and I'll tell you what I do, is I go look at the analytics, and I sit there and go, okay, what percentage of people who follow me or are looking at my post are CEOs, are founders, are VPs of marketing, are VPs of HR, and that kind of stuff. So you can look at how many people are in companies over 1,000 people. So you may have 500, 1,000 people on a post, and if you're steadily having 15 to 18% of those people are specifically in the market that you want, you're in the pocket. And you can sit there and say, gauge, okay, is that number going up? Is that number going down? What's the response like? Okay, the people that are actually commenting on my posts, who are they? who are these people? Are they actually, what companies do they work for? What, who are they aligned with and stuff like that? That to me is far more interesting than knowing if I had 1,000 or 10,000 people look at a post. Because guess what? If you just slow down your scroll as you're going past my post, that's counted as a look.
Yeah.
Like if you slow it down enough so LinkedIn counts it as a look, that's a look. Whether you actually were paying attention, were you not paying attention, whether you clicked on it or not, that's still seen as a look. So the question is, what good is it for you? So we need to look at, what are we measuring? Why are we measuring it? And what do we really care about? And why should we care about it in the first place?
Whew, let me tell you, it goes back to, what is your purpose, right? Like, again, and I just want to reinforce and reiterate, okay? Whatever your purpose may be, it's okay. Run with it, but own it. And for those that don't fully understand what's going on with these vanity metrics, or these metrics in general, and why it's considered vain and all that, have that conversation, because I fear at times, like you said, that panic inducing of, the algorithms changed again. And, I went from 100,000, now I'm at 80,000, blah, blah, blah. Or I'm at 1,000 and I just lost 20 people,
250 people.
It's very relative, right? But
yeah.
I think, again, I hate to say it, man. If your network, I'm going to quote Mike Asher-Brainer here on this, your network is your net worth. If you know you've cultivated a strong network of people, I guarantee you most of them ain't freaking posting, commenting, liking 99% of the time. But they see you. They see you. They notice. And it's more than that. It's the shadow audience. Right, that I'm more interested in.
Those are the people that are quiet in the background reading your stuff. You don't know it until a year later when you get a tap on the shoulder and say, I've been reading your post for about a year. It says, I've got this problem. Can you come in and talk to me about it? And that's happened to me a half dozen times.
Yeah, it's glorious. It's a beautiful thing, which is why us doing this content right here is literally, I bet you. And this is because it's life. Life happens. It's not a indictment on anybody that we talk to. But if we started like episode 1 again and started just running it through, I bet you no one would know the difference.
Absolutely.
Maybe a little bit because my background changed. Maybe because I shifted my background a little bit. But otherwise, no one's going to, or care. No one care until they do. Right? That's the whole point. That's like my post I did a few weeks ago. Because no one cares until they do. Right? And because it's not part of their life until they need it, and then they care. So people don't get crazy on the metrics. I mean, sure, it is good, like you say. Look at the analytics. Is it hitting the right target market? Right, of the people you're looking at. Look at the roles that they have. Look at the geography. If everyone is out of India and Timbuktu, and you don't do business out there, is that really a metric you care about?
That's right. You may have 10,000 views, but if they're all from Pakistan and India and you do no business there, what's the point? If you do business there, phenomenal.
Dude, yeah, you rocked it. But then again, so understand where you're marketing, and that helps more, I think. Those analytics help far more than, I got 1,000 likes. It's like, who gives a shit? I mean, shoot.
Well, let's leave it there because I think that's a great place to stop. I'm Ben.
I'm Shia.
We'll see you soon.
Hey. Thanks for listening to another episode of Not On This, Business Bites. If you liked what you heard, we most humbly ask that you like, share, and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to communicate more effectively within your organization, contact Ben at yourbrandmarketing.com or me at brilliantbeammedia.com. We can help you build your community, brand awareness, and personality through digital content and podcasting. We cannot wait to hear from you. So see you next week for another episode of Not On This, Business Bites.